Now we're going to upgrade the critique paper by adding in another article. And the other article that you are going to use for your synthesis paper is Ciarrocco, Lewandowski, and Van Volkum, which was Article 1. It's the one we read for the t-test unit. That paper, if you'll recall, so we already did Article 1 worksheet on it where we went through and looked at all the, what was the design of the experiment, and we evaluated it in terms of different types of validity. So I want you to go back and take a look at the Article 1 worksheet. That'll remind you about that article, but you've already read it. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a comparison contrast in terms of the 4 types of validity for Article 1 and Article 3. Okay? And you're going to come up with, you're going to have to make a decision. Which study do you think did a better job of maintaining a higher degree of all the different types of validity? Which one do you think had a better design based on how well the researchers maintained the different types of validity? Now, it does not have to be the case that you think one study did everything better than the other study. It's totally legitimate for you to say, when comparing Stansbury-Monroe 2013 and Ciarrocco, Lewandowski, and Van Volkum 2013, it seems that the Stansbury-Monroe study was superior in terms of construct validity. Or you can just say Stansbury-Monroe was superior in terms of construct validity. Then you make a case. Now, in every paragraph, right, you're going to have a construct validity paragraph, a statistical validity paragraph, an internal validity paragraph, external validity paragraph. In each one of those paragraphs, you have to talk about evidence from both studies now. You have to cite each article once in every paragraph. So you're going to basically be buffing out the thing you just did, but now you're going to go in and add in some discussion of Ciarrocco et al. And you're going to have to decide which one was better. So you might say they think one was better in internal validity, one was better in external validity, both were good in construct validity, both were moderate in statistical validity. But you still have to come up with a decision. You have to say, well, the fact that this one was better at internal validity, that's more important for an experimental design than external validity, so I think this paper was overall better. Okay? So you have to decide which one you think is better, and you have to make that case throughout your paper. But the general structure of this paper is the same as the one that you're going to be submitting on Wednesday. An introduction, where you summarize what the 2 different groups of researchers did and why. And then you present a thesis statement that you're going to back up with the rest of your paper. Then 4 paragraphs, one addressing each type of validity, and then a conclusion paragraph where you wrap up your essay. 3 to 3.5 pages. Okay, so you're going to add in another article, but you're only getting another page in the quarter to do it. Okay? So if you are still being a fluff master, it's time to super defluff, because you do not have any room for fluff. I don't know if you guys saw the totally awesome video that Javier and Kristen did about things to do when you write papers. I don't know if they said it enough times. Don't forget to pay attention to the checklist. The checklist. It's all about the checklist. Literally, go down that list and make sure you do what's on that page, because that's what I'm paying attention to when I read your paper. Okay, so today is our last class until, when do we meet to do the peer review? What day? Huh? The 21st? I don't know. With the syllabus update?
Wait, don't we meet
syllabus update?
Yeah. To turn in the extra for the G as you want to do, whatever.
The 22nd.
The 22nd?
Yeah.
The 22nd? Okay, so that's the day we meet to do the peer review for the synthesis paper. Okay, so up until then, we don't actually have regular class. If we have an assignment like the GCirc assignment, which is due next week, right? The GCirc assignment, if we don't actually have class in here, then turn the assignment in at the Urban Life 11th floor reception desk. Okay? Urban Life, and you have to turn it in by the time class gets started. Urban Life 11th floor reception desk. The information about the GCirc bonus assignment is posted online. GCirc is tomorrow. Javier will be presenting, right?
No.
Oh,
no.
you're doing a different conference. You're
Kristen,
presenting.
yeah,
Kristen's
yeah.
presenting. You're doing a different conference.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, all these people presenting, doing stuff. So, yeah, go by and see Kristen, wave her, be like, hey, that's my team. All right, so any questions about that? No class, lots of office hours posted online. You are encouraged to come see me. People who've done it say that it helps. Come see me and get some feedback. Come to me with something you've written. I can look at it. People in here can attest to it. In 10, 15 minutes, I can probably find 10 things you can fix. Making for sure you check things like fonts and titles, and I can check your citations. I can read your topic sentences to see if they're good. I can look and see if your references are correct. I can do things really quickly that will help you spot check problems, help you get a higher score. Because remember, the final version of your synthesis paper is worth 150 points. That's 2 exams worth. Okay? The revised version of this critique paper is worth 100 points. That's more than an exam. Okay? Because the papers in this class collectively are worth as much as the exams in the class. Okay? You have to be able to do both in 35-30. So, we're starting to get serious now. Right? Keep in mind, you do have feedback available online. Everybody who turned in the summary paper on time, the revised version of the summary paper, will officially get 50 out of 50 on that assignment. You'll get feedback that will tell you what your score would have been and give you details about what you need to improve for your critique paper. But the official score for everyone who did it is 50 out of 50. Yes?
I have a question. When I was waiting on a read too, I saw like an email or something, but I couldn't open it, whether or not it had feedback from them.
Shouldn't be any email. That information should be posted in the Dropbox, but I would, if it looks like it's from Becky, then I would email her and find out if she sent you something via email. But I asked them to post the feedback in the Dropbox where you submitted the assignment.
Okay.
So I would just check with her. But there is feedback up there for you, or there should be, or will be by the end of the day if it's not there already. But everybody will get 50 out of 50 if you turn in the paper. Now people have said, oh, do we get to do that for the critique paper too? No. Okay, critique paper, you're going to earn the score you get. So please, today, do your very best to give your classmates the best possible feedback. Be constructive, be helpful, be positive. This is hard, right? Be nice to each other. There's enough meanness in the world. We don't have to do any more meanness here. Okay? And if you have questions, I'll be sitting up here during class. You can come up and check with me if you're not sure about something. So please identify the person. Yeah, you have a question, Brent?
For the synthesis paper,
Yeah.
when we're incorporating the new article,
Mm-hmm.
we have that 1 1/4 page to do the summary and all the validities. When we do the validities, we're comparing them in that part?
Okay, so your paper is going to be, you're talking about both articles all the way through.
Okay.
I'm just saying that the synthesis paper is up to 1 1/4 pages longer than this paper, but you're having to do about as much discussion.
So you have to go back and...
So your introduction, you're going to have a brief summary of both studies in your introduction, and then each paragraph is going to compare and contrast the 2 studies together. Important point about that, as you're thinking about that, when you do your comparisons and your contrasts in each of the validity paragraphs, make sure you're comparing apples to apples, not apples to bananas. Okay? So if you decide when you're talking about construct validity, you're going to evaluate the quality of the independent variable in Stansbury-Monroe, then compare that to the quality of the independent variable in the Sierraco article. Don't try to compare an independent variable to a dependent variable. They're different things. So make sure that you compare things that are similar. If you're going to talk about external validity and you're going to talk about the age range of participants who would enjoy using that particular method, then make sure you do that for both of the studies, not just one, and then pick some other external. Don't compare age range for one and race and ethnicity for another. They're 2 totally different things. So make sure you stay focused and you compare apples to apples in each paragraph. All right, go ahead and identify your peer reviewer team for today, exchange papers, and get to reviewing.